Okay, here we go. Made it in time with a couple minutes to spare. And a fresh coffee. So, can't go wrong with a fresh cup of coffee, you know what I mean? All right, so we are on the daily candle close, March 15th, 2019. Can you believe March is half over? That is crazy considering New Year's was like yesterday. So, pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. We had 1, 2, 3, almost 4 attempts at the 39 level. We are attempting for a 4th time in the last day within the last few hours. So from, let's see, 10 a.m. Well, let's see. My time, right? So 11 a.m., give or take. We tried once, failed. Tried again at 12:45, failed. Tried again at 3 p.m., failed. And it looks like we just tried to make an attempt here. 38.99, I think, was the actual high. Let's check it. 38.99. Yeah. So that's what we got on the shorter time frames. 1-5-15. That's what you see on the chart right now. Wall banger. Yes, you do like numbers. Snow. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Right. So I kind of just walked through the door, but try to get settled up a little bit here. See what's shaking in the markets. I know MCO was moving for a little while. Let me just get this back where it needs to be. Yeah, so MCO, GRS, Yo-Yo, Dent. Dent had some massive volume increases, something over 1,000%, something like that. So let's scope that out real quick. Let me just sort this directly. There you go. So Dent up 1,000% in volume. This is up. So this right here, 2,384 Bitcoins being traded. In volume, up 1,000% since the day prior. MCO is up 609%. 1563 on a 7-day average. So pretty good. There's a lot of motivation behind MCO right now. Yo-Yo is finally coming back up. We talked about Yo-Yo about 3 weeks ago. They're finally starting to make some moves. They did have a move earlier today, but they're down at the 50, right? So 25 up, 50 down. Let's see. Storm's got 168 up. DLT up 146, and then the rest are not great. But still, tons and tons of volume. Let's head back to the price action scanner real quick and take a look at a few things. All right, so as far as peak gains in the last 24, MCO is already down 60% from the 32 gained, 60% down from GRS on a 26 gain. Yo-Yo, we just talked about 50 on a 25. Dent, with all that volume, has only pulled back 40% from a 22 push. This is nice right here, right? The 4 light pink on the longer time frames. This gives you suggestion that we are starting to create an uptrend. The 1 hour is trending up, so that's good. This could be a possibility. We'll definitely scope that chart out in a little bit. KMD making some more moves. We talked about them last week, and I believe the week prior. 20% move up, 38 down so far. VIA pulling back right now. You can see that on the 5. 82% drop from an 18% gain. Raven is cruising. Not much is happening here. 18 up, 23 down. Still moving nicely, though. It's got some hesitation in the 1, the 4, to 6. Lower time frames are looking good. Slightly bullish on the 5. Bullish on the 15 and the 30. So that's good. Blue Zell. Blue Zell is looking good. What other... CVC made some moves. ARM, NPX, RLC made some moves. Looking good on the long time frames. Look at Wabi though. Look at Wabi killing it, right? Only 11% with a 50% pullback, but you know, when you look at something like that, strong trend across the board, you know, minus the 1 hour, this is that's something to pay attention to as far as possibly trying to get into like a pullback play. 12 million market cap, so it's not a huge market cap type coin, but I know we pulled up Wabi a few times here and there, so we're okay with that. Let's pull up the actual Bitcoin chart. That's not it. That's not it. Ay Dios. All right, so let's do this. XBT, USD. What just happened? Here we go. All right, so here is our actual daily chart. Although, yeah, is this right? Sure. Okay. So again, pushing this this zone. We're just going to keep playing that zone until something happens. It's going to make or break eventually at some point in one direction. Don't know what direction yet. I don't think anybody really knows. So that's it. You know, we had this zone over here, this range zone right here. Now we're in this range zone right here. We've made an attempt up a few times. We made an attempt down a few times. Yesterday, again, we attempted a good push down. Failed. The moves up, failed and failed and failed. So, you know, we're stuck, and that's fine as long as we have something to look at, and we do. There's plenty of alts that are making moves, you know, for us to, let me change this, for us to at least trade, you know, if that is what you're looking to do. So that's okay. Let's see where we are with the timer over here. We are looking at just under 3 minutes. So, see what we got here. Wallbanger. I missed your late live stream. Checked it out in the morning. I thought you said OMG when you said ONG for Saint. When I looked at the chart, OMG had broken out a descending wedge. That's fantastic. Made about 14%. Got back into KNC at 5,999. What a price. Bad Andy, yo, yo. Yo, yo, Bad Andy. Yo, yo. All right. Yeah, I think we were talking ONG the whole time. I think I even pulled up the OMG chart at one point, which is the wrong chart. And then I had to go back to ONT. Or I went to ONT. He meant ONG. I don't know. It was a big... Too many symbols with either too similar signs, or, you know, the last of the sign rhymes with, you know, all the other ones. So T and G and B, and it's too much. It's too much. You know, if it was just BTC, we'd have just one thing to talk about. But then everybody would get bored. So, you know, we can't do that. Anyway, we could break the day down a little bit here. Because we're, what are we waiting on? 1:30. So as far as coming into the day, we came in strong, couple big candles up, couple good pushes. So people got a little excited. 38.65. Mellowed out for a little bit within that zone, 38.60. A big push down to 38.40 ballpark. Right, push back up, another big move up, got us back into that zone, that 38.60 zone. And then on the 15, we had... Well, minus the big stretch here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 real good candles up. Massive shooting star here. Pulled it all back down. And then we even retested previous structure highs, even on the 15-minute, at 38.63. Came back up, consistently making higher highs up into that breach point, 3903. At which point we came down, tested again. Came down again, higher low this time, tested again, lower high this time, swing failure, dropped it back down to the 38.80s, and again we pushed up again, but only 38.99. So, you know, obviously there's some sort of psychological something going on in the 3900s, or there's just a ton of sell orders that are still stacked up here, and people are trying to just get rid of that order. Could be, you know, longs being trapped from way down out and they just want to get out. But here we go. One, bang, and there it is. Your new, freshly painted, brand new, top of the line. Paint is still wet. Daily candle. All right, so here's what we got for the day. Oh, we opened up at 38.55. We had a high of 39.03 and 50 cents. We hit a low point, 38.40 and 50 cents. Closed at 38.97 for a gain of $42 or 1.09%. So we can see this mark here, right? This is just a zone anyway. This is, I should probably get rid of this. We could put that down there where like a range actually exists. So why don't we do that? We'll just do that for right now. Okay, there you go. Done. This is the 618 of the A to D move on the Gartley. And this is what's been such a struggle. It was also our support leg that pushed us up on this higher high, which is this guy right here. So this candle, right, has a direct relationship with these candles right here and the 618. 618 has been the failure point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times so far. 8 times probably in 2 weeks. All right, so clearly it is a level of interest for a lot of traders. The actual 618 is 38.97 and 80 cents. But that's just to give you an idea of why that level is important to so many people and what may be happening, right? The idea here is that you're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. It's like tapping on a lake covered in ice, right? Eventually you're gonna pop through it. In this regard, you would be popping up. That would be the idea at least. Now on the downside, you have your 382 down here, which has been tested far less. 1, almost, no, 2, 3. 3 tests. Almost a fourth right here. Almost a fourth. Didn't quite make it. But certainly 3 times been tested. All 3 times found support. Again, over here, 8 times tested, and all 8 times it found resistance. So it's clearly a big deal. I would have liked to have seen a more significant move off of this triangle play. This would have been our breakout retest, but it was a failure. Swung sideways, fell down again, came back up, right? Pushed back up, a perfect retest, right? And then just failed ever since. So it's unfortunate, but, you know, obviously patterns don't always play out. But that would have been nice, but, you know, clearly nothing happened. So let's see if we got any volatility in the first couple minutes here. Doesn't look like it. Nothing's looking crazy. So let's close this chart so we got a little bit more free space here. All right, here we go. So let's take a look at the chat real quick, see what's shaking. Raven, BTG, and Tron. Yo, Scout, what's up? Hot wanted to break up. Chingas, you ever heard of sell in May and go away? Sell in May and go away? No. But please elaborate. Because the thirst for knowledge. So Raven USD, that's what you want, huh? Raven USD. Raven. I can't do... Oh, I'm on Forex. Okay, let me get out of Forex. And then let's do something. Raven USD. So Raven Tether. So I guess we're doing Trex. And I guess we've looked at this chart before. So we didn't do much on this chart because probably there's not much history. Major support line. Coming down into the, we'll do 3 digits. So the L11 zone. Good push up. Good pullback so far. And right now you're finding a little bit of support right here. This was your, this is your retrace level right here. That's the start of our trend. So if we put our horizontal on like we normally do, Ba, 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 ba. So let's do this. And let's do this. All right, so we could see good level, solid. Finding a little bit of support off of that bounce is great. I don't want that. Let's check our fibs over here. Let's drop one up and see what we got going on. Might as well throw this guy on. So from the full move being all the way down here to right up top, let's get a look at the pullback area here. 618 on the nose. 618. It couldn't be more perfect. All right, so unfortunately on this one, we don't have the type of history we would want to measure previous pullbacks. We could take a look at this one move right here and get an idea where we pulled back, but I'm telling you right now, that is much further than a 618. But I want to check it out anyway. Yeah, that's down to the 886. So we're not going to get anything off of this. What we can do is look at previous areas of resistance. So on the big move up, remember this is the daily chart. So big move up, smacked its head right on this horizontal line here, right? So historical support resistance line. Smacked it, tested up, tested down, failed both ways, spinning top, came back down, lost a little before the next two big pushes, right? 2 more days of good buying, right? And then when you came down to that same level. So previous structure, right? So previous structure highs, retested, found support, and is now pushing back up again. So I'm cool with this. I just don't have the kind of history I would like. But if I was charting this from back here, the obvious levels would be between the 5 and the 618 for just an initial, just an initial buy-in, right? So if you were going to do something like this, right, you would have already been filled, at which case your next target area, we could do that right now. We'll say that your next target area up top, come on, don't mess with me. There you go. Next target area 1618, so 0.058 is what I would be looking at right up top here. All right, let's see if that coincides with anything here. Just failed levels. Failed levels. Your swing would have been nice. All right, it's not really a solid swing high, but this would be your swing high candle here. The tip of that candle, this is why I love TA. So the tip of this candle, which is your swing high, and I'll put the magnet on so you feel a little bit better about it. Bang. What is that? That is the 1618 target that we just got off that pullback. So that is what I'm shooting for. This would be my play, and I would be doing this. All right, so that is Raven USDT. Let me take a look at what the other ones were. BTG and Tron. Bitcoin, gold, and Tron. USD. All right, so I guess we're doing Finex now. Finex. Yeah, I guess so. All right. And we've already looked at this chart too. Okay, very good. So, oh, all right. Yeah. We did. Yeah, that's right. We do this every day. All right. So, what we were looking at was the slow trickle sideways bleed out off of this channel going back like whatever, forever ago. Big, massive channel. Played it nice. Pushed out. Very unsexy push, right? We talked about how boring of a push this actually was. That's fine. Nonetheless, we did go sideways with a retest. So a little push up, came down for the retest play, back into rising wedge. Now we did have to redraw this, I remember, because I think originally our rising wedge had much more of an angle. But regardless, this is the pattern that we're playing right now. We're in a rising wedge, retested the long-term down channel. We figured we're going to get resistance right here, and we did 2 days in a row. So we're going to need to push past that resistance, right? You don't necessarily need to retest this. It's not like it's a major pattern. You just have to get over it, close above it. That's the most important thing. If you smash through it, the next level of resistance, I'm going to say now, is if you play the the rising wedge, right? So you should find some hesitation on this rising wedge before you get to the horizontal support resistance. And that is 15,699 coming back over here. All right, so first things first, you got to get business squared away. You got to get off of this 1371 level. So get out of there. Again, you've already found the resistance twice. So just like the Bitcoin chart we just looked at, rejected 8 times, same deal. You're getting rejected right now once, twice. This candle just opened and you're already on fire. So that's good. That's a good sign. Already up 1%, almost 2%. Candle just opened literally 10 minutes ago. So you're off to a good start here. This is a bullish candle because of the trading, but this is not a bullish sign, that big wick up and the big push down. So keep that in the back of your head. We already got back half of it. So it's not that big a deal. You're showing support at the 8, 13, 21, 55, and 100 day MAs. So that's all good. Your 200 sitting up top here. So I know we talked about the other day, if you get one of those wild candles, right, and it smashes through here, it smashes through here, it smashes through here, expect resistance here. Okay, expect it. So front run it. If you do start seeing this thing go wild on you, you get a volume bar like that, you get some massive candle. Remember, this candle was all white once, right, until all the selling came in. So same deal. You get one of those candles up here. My idea would be to front run it. 17, don't get greedy. 17.8, 17.9, no big deal. 1% here and 1% there is not going to kill you. It'll get you out of the trade instead of sitting on it while it retraces all the way back to retest the pattern. All right. So that's that. And let's take a look at Tron USD. Finex again. Why not? Nope. Yes. Okay. What do we have on this one? So we had a rising wedge, more like a parallel channel. We were talking about the breakout play, up or down. Clearly, it broke out down. I thought we had, yeah. Okay. So we had a much larger, it's not on the chart anymore, but I'll just do it real quick. We had something similar to something like that, right? And it ended up breaking south. We got rid of it. We didn't need to look at it anymore. It did retest, so it pushed down, retested, and then kind of like slowly trickled and then found support right here on this trend, which confluenced with the 200 MA. So it's right here, bang. And right now you're trading on the 100. So the 100 MA, you're trading right on it. Now 100, 200 cross you got right here. That is bullish. That is very good. We don't have the chart to prove it, right? It doesn't look very good. And you got some heavy resistance coming up. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Volume is dying from the downtrend, right? Not much, a little bit. There's a slight slope if we were to do something similar to that. Really not much, okay? But, decrease in interest in selling is in your favor for the bulls. RSI is creeping on the upward bend. If you're playing RSI strategies, you would want to play north of this. Timeout. There you go. So you already got the breakout. This would be your signal to smash up and go long. All right. That's obviously not financial advice, but it looks good. Okay. It doesn't look like it looks good, but it looks good. 2.5, 2.75% up so far, just in 14 minutes of that candle opening up. So again, we got some volatility coming up, just not in Bitcoin, right? In every in everything else. All right. Take a look at this chat real quick. So sell in May and go away. It's basically saying the summer months are shit for trading and buyers and traders sell for the summer. If you look at pretty much every chart, last May, everything started dropping hard. Seen the strength of the dollar go up and then BTC go down. Is there something to that, and would it be worth paying attention to the dollar? It's always worth paying attention to the dollar. Always. Bad Andy, bring up any coin that was around last May and look what happened. Something to think about. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen in May again. Could happen sooner or not at all. Who knows? You covered all your bases there, Andy. Thank you, Chingas. I know you love my choices. ICX, KNC. ICX, KNC. But first, there is no stream out there that checks GByte on a daily basis. And we have to. You know we have to. All right, so let's scope this out. Again, we were looking for resistance out of this mega rising triangle, or I should say ascending triangle. So we were hoping to get support down here. It doesn't look like we even needed it. So it looks like that, you know what? Let me just get rid. Okay, so now we can at least look at it. We ended up finding support on the 100 like we did back here. 100, good. We came back up, smashed our head on the horizontal. I was hoping to see a little bit more resistance. We didn't get it. We pushed back up, but we lost control right here. So right where we were previously stopped out again, started, sold everything back. Next day came up and only pushed just a little bit. But a good push down and solid support on the 55. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 levels of protection on the south side. Right? So you got 55, you got the 100, you got the trend, and you got the 200. And even with that trend, well, more the pattern, but the pattern is also a trend. So you got like 5 ways to Saturday of support on the downside. On the upside, resistance-wise, you could break like each one of these major candles down. I wouldn't do that. I would look at major levels where this should be a level up. Your previous structure highs should be a level. We can actually paint that in right now just so we don't lose it later, but somewhere in that ballpark, expect to see some type of resistance as we move the chains forward for the next touchdown. Slow moving, but it is moving. ICX. Okay, ICX, what do we got? We got a big double range here, right? We squared out this whole box because this is going to be an area of interest. Coming on the downside, we expected to get everything back, and what do you know? To the T, we got everything back. So that's awesome. On top of that, we have gained support from our 200, so that's a big deal. Looks like we have extensively used that. 1, 2, 3, about 4 days, so that's good. Another pullback happening right now. So this was our latest, let's see, that was our latest move. So why don't we do this up here? And well, we don't want to do that yet. We want to do that, and then we want to do that, and we want to get an idea what we're looking at here. 2.6. So we could take a look at that in a minute. Let's pull this fib right here to get an idea from this low. So this was our buy box right here. This would have been the push. All right, currently sitting on the 618, or at least we were when we touched down. So a pull back to the 618. We tested the 236, lost it, found 382, tested, failed, found the 5 pushing up. So this is okay. We're within trend. We don't have these candles. We don't have the 13 and the 16% candles, but this is okay. This is a nice little breather, nice little pullback. Let everybody get their stuff together, and then we'll rock and roll from there. So don't get too impatient with something like this. This looks like the best area. This would have been our initial buy zone, right? Because this is our breakout play, right? We talk about it all the time. Break out a range, up, smash, down, buy, push up, all right? So our 1618 was hit. 2618 is the next on the list. 2618, confluence to the left. That's your swing high right here. Push back over. So that's exactly what we want to see. So this guy right here is your next target zone, 2618, off of that pullback play. So getting out of this box doesn't require, or doesn't, in my head, need a retest. This is not a range box. This was a measured, calculated box, right? Big move down, get it all back, all right? Big move down, consolidate, get it all back. So that's fine. I'm cool with that, and I'm cool with the 2.6. Even if we took the trade right here, I would be looking at front running a little bit, about 18%. That's not bad. I mean, that's great. What are you talking about? 18% is fantastic. All right, ICX, what'd you say? KNC? KNC, BTC. Yes, the infamous KNC. So KNC did us a lot of favors early, and now it's slowing down. All right, it's clearly slowing down. Volume is next to nothing, and that's kind of a good thing because it's been a lot of selling. So we're looking at support right now in the 709. We had a good day down with a good day up. This was a decent day. 5.5% up. That was good. We're stalling out right now. Not much happening. And we're basically getting right next to a good resistance area. 65.29 is our resistance zone. Our buy orders were at 60.35 on the low end of 709. What was it, Wall? Either Wall or Andy, one of you guys got in at 5.999. So that's good. I'm cool with this still. I have no issues with this move. Like I said, it's a little bit slow, but that's okay. If we throw our trend up, you'll see how much room you actually have here. And it's plenty of open space, right? So coming back down to retest that channel was my biggest deal, right? That was it was a big, long, heavy channel, and coming back to push after that huge move up to 10,000 and pushing back down for the retest is fantastic. So I'm not worried about this one at all, barring, you know, a total collapse. Outside of that, I think we're okay. I think it's just sideways for a little bit. It's a little tired. You know, people pulled out of KNC. They put it into, you know, Wabi and MCO and other coins. As long as it stays within this range, they could take that capital out, make a couple other plays, come back in when the time is right, and go for a good push up. We had no, do we not have? Yeah. Don't worry. Let me just talk to myself for a second. I had targets up here. Yeah, this right here, this yellow line. Sorry. That's the 236. That's the global 23, or at least that's what I call global 236. So that is from the all-time high to all-time low, right? That's the 236 back up. And that's what I expect to get out of this at the end of the day. So I'm still looking at another 200% off of this play, and, you know, patience. You develop enough patience, then I think that'll take every trader a long way. To not rush something like this. Let this happen. Throw your stops, you know, below previous structure highs. That would be this right here for me. So I would be out of this trade probably at 51.44, and then I just I manage my risk by allotting how much capital I would go in there if that stop got hit to not take me out of the game. Right. Let's see. I'm out of KNC, maybe looking at hot. I'll throw up hot in 1 second. I want to touch back on Bad Andy. So you were saying summertime, right? So we're looking at any chart in May. So we're on this chart. So let's take a look at May. May is right here. Bang. All right. So May came up. April. So in April we started dumping. May was all dump, but you could say the same thing for June, was all dump. And you can say the same thing for July. It was all dump. And August, we had a couple moves. So obviously we'll have to look at a whole bunch of charts and see if there's anything to the sell in May thing. I don't buy it just from verbal. I need to actually see it on charts. But it's crypto. It's a young market. You know what I mean? I would say a majority of the people trading are not professional traders, so we don't follow the same rules as traditional markets. So it could very easily be true that in May everyone sells, but everyone said the same thing about January's because everybody pulls out for taxes, and they said March is always, a bull run because everybody gets their taxes back. So, everybody says everything. It's a matter of if you can factually prove it in data, then that's one thing. And even that being said, last May is nothing like this May, which will be nothing like next May. Every year is different, has its own unique characteristics to it, such as what else is happening in the world, what else is affecting price, what else is affecting traders, what gets into everyone's mindset in order to have them either buy or sell. These are things that change on a minute-to-minute basis in a trader's mind. So being cognizant of everything that's around you is important. And that's why I also say it's always important to just know what the dollar is doing. It may not fully affect Bitcoin at all, but it may affect some people who trade Bitcoin. And therefore getting into their minds and seeing what they would do if the dollar goes up, 15%, or it goes up, 80 pips in a day. How would those traders be affected by trading crypto, or vice versa if it goes down? So being aware of all those things, I don't think can hurt you. So I think all they would do is help you. So hot BTC. I think hot, I don't trade BTC. Hot, I trade ETH because, look at these candles, right? These are all garbage candles. When you have something so small like that, 31, 35, 45, sat for sat, the moves in between, you get candles like this, and it's like the order book's like a standoff, or like a stand, what do you call those things out west, with the guns, and what I'm talking about. So I'll take a look at hot ETH. Hot, not WETH. ETH would probably be a lot better. And you'll notice the difference in the chart, right? The resolution you have, right? Now we're trading in thousands of units, 1,500 units, as opposed to trading in single-digit units or two-digit units. So we were looking at a perfect ABCD. Clearly, that didn't happen. So let's get this out of here. And this would have been a full 1-to-1. That never happened. So let's get that out of there. And let's see what we're looking at. ETH-wise. So we found support on the 6-1, or not ETH, hot ETH. We found support on the 618. That's good. We have support from the 100, which we've had the whole time, right, during this whole big move. We can get rid of this pattern. Okay. Now, what do we got going on here? We got a couple moves to the north. We still have resistance at the 55. We still have resistance at the 5. So we'll have to take those into consideration. Let's get a couple trends up here and see if we actually have anything working. Okay, a little breakout there. This would have been a falling wedge. Something like that. All right, so falling wedge, breakout play, not much of a retest. If we were to play that, which we are not going to. Yeah, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest falling wedge, and it's a terrible breakout. Only pure sideways. Really struggling over here with the 8. You found a lot of resistance. You flipped it to support, right, which was good. You almost lost it here, but now you got it back right now. You have convergence right now with your 8 and your 21, which is excellent. Your 13, you just crossed over. So as far as MAs on the shorter frames are concerned, it's all very bullish. This right here is very bullish. All right. That being said, the last time we crossed bearish, to give you an indication, is up top over here and up top right here. And ever since then, all we did was sell. All right. It's all selling, 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 selling with a couple good pops up. Now you've converged, and you would be looking at bullish, 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 bullish. As long as you can maintain that. You do need to gain the 55. The 55 is a strong play. All right, so with the 618 being our indication, let's do this. And let's do that. And let's take a look at some targets here. Be looking 1618 up top. There's just no history on this. That is terrible. But you'd be looking 1618, somewhere in the 1954 range. If you are going to play this long, we do need one more trend here so that we have a better indication of what's actually happening. Looks like we do have support currently on our longer trend, which is that guy. Yes, we do. Okay. So let me clean this up because it does look like a laser light show, and that's never good. So let's do that. All right, so this is what we're dealing with. All right. Who was that? Wallbanger? I think, right? So Wallbanger, you cool with this? This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a very slow bleed, finally finding a little bit of relief. Not only are we finding relief here, right? We have convergence. Now, we almost had it here, right? We almost had it here, but we lost it. We lost it, right? This is much better. This is a full convergence. So we got 3 MAs all converging at the same time. All right. We could take a look at RSI. Has flipped over the 50 for the first time since halfway down, right? So that's a good thing too. Yeah, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with a long on this. I'm not so sure I would set my targets all the way to the 1618 just yet, because there's still very little to look at here. I would maybe be a little conservative. Try to get that 236 maybe. Maybe pull a little profit. All right. Maybe expect a little resistance. Buy back again on a dip. Or just pull some profits. Let the rest ride. You'll probably have resistance over at the 1 again, because that's, on this chart at least, it's going to be all-time high again. So you're going to have to deal with that. And then the next push up. Cool? All right. Scope that chat real quick. Yes, ICX we did. KNC we did. Got a KNC. How about AGI? Hector, what's up, man? Let's see. Yes, no problem. All is good. Shankar, what's up? What's up? Sup? AGI. Why is AGI not familiar? Sounds like a stock. Huh. AGI. Oh, all right. Looked at it before. All right. So this is on my consolidation list. You ever want to see a failed cup and handle? Take a look. It's this guy right here. There's your cup. There's your handle. Here's your breakout play. And failed. All right, anyway. We have good levels of historical resistance. We found support on it, so we know we're cool with it. We're still smashing down. You know me. If you don't know me by now, you know I want to see a test of range right here. So we got to tighten up our range, first off. It's got to make more sense. So I threw a lot of charts together, just looking at ranges, trying to find areas of sideways trading. You know, things that will have breakout plays, or should hopefully have breakout plays. So when I did it quick, just to give the overall ballpark idea, and then, you know, realized I would have to go back and tighten everything up. So here we are, tightening everything up. So we were in a 39-day. Is that fair? This is fair. That's fair. All right, so we were like 41 days of consolidation. Look at that drop play right here on the 200 MA. Right, that's awesome. All right, so anyway, long story short, let's take a closer look at this. I want to see retest range, which is basically these highs right here. I want to see those. I can actually slide that up a little so it makes a little bit more sense. That is my area of retest. So regardless of what any fib says, regardless of what any TA says, regardless of everything, I'm going to the top of the wick right here. I'm going top of range. All right, that's what I'm looking at. Now, we're going to have to pull the whole fib for it to make more sense. But we're going to pull from the bottom down here to the top, and we'll just see where that is. Okay? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. 618 on the nose. 618 on the nose. All right? So that's my deal. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Now, an aggressive play would be to buy that. A more conservative play would be to let it find it, let it create support, let it push back, and then buy the next pullback. All right? That's the more conservative play. The aggressive play is to hop right in. So I'm taking it. You take it, okay, well, now you're going to need some targets. So if it does do that, and it does retest range, and it does hit the 618, then the overall, the big move is coming up over here. Now, we already have these. Not exactly sure where I got these from. One. How did I get that? That's interesting. It's like I got... Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, so these are our... Yeah, all right. I'm crazy. Those are our negatives from the 618 that I just pulled here. So let's get rid of that. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. So I like to see if there's any confluence, because we just saw the last couple charts had nice confluence. 2618, not really. Top wick over here, but that's kind of pushing it. Nothing over here. Nothing over here. Well, body top, right? But that's about it. That might be pushing it. The 1618 is good. All right, that's a good level. If we tightened up our horizontals, we might see that this is a bit high. That's a good swing high level right here. I'd probably leave that alone. So I'm okay with that. So you're working like two levels right here. This would be my first target. 618. 618 would be a good front run from that horizontal anyway, to be honest with you. And we would do something like this. And we would do something like that. 55%. That's great. It's fantastic. You know what I mean? All right. All right. Got up early for your session. Come on now. Thank you. I appreciate it. All go. All good. All right. All right. Good. Hector, very nice. Andy, can you show what your fib levels are set at? And ETH BTC, if not done already, absolutely. ETH BTC, no problem. These are my fibs. We'll just go here and here and here. All right. So I use templates, a lot of them. But I made all these templates because they all mean something, or they're color-coded in different varieties. This particular one is using everything from default, right? 2, 3, 4. But I added in there the 886. I added in there the 709, and then I added in negatives. -1, -1618, -118, -3618, and then -423. All right, this is a little bit different than my targets one. My targets one would go up to 8 and 12. All right. But yes, so this is whatever you need to do. That's what I got. Colors are obviously whatever the hell you want. And I like using the 886, especially on altcoins. They the ones that do push back pretty hard generally will go to the 886 if they've already failed the 786. I started using the 709. The 709 is a great level that I got from Trading Room. There's certain coins that just respect it for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. And I bounce back and forth between the 709 and the 706. I know it's only a difference of 0.03, but it is what it is. So ETH, BTC, right? That's what we're doing. We have ETH, BTC. No exchange. So let's just scope Binance, I guess. Why not? So ETH, BTC. This is the Binance chart. We're on the 24-hour. We do have horizontals already on here. Clear, not a clear. Almost a double top. Not quite. We do have some trends that we could put up here. That would be interesting. Let's see. I don't like that wick, so I'm not going to use it. And I'm going to do that. That's fine. And I suppose we'll do this. Okay. Now let's take a closer look. I'm not going to call this a symmetrical triangle because it isn't. But I will call this to this a symmetrical triangle because that is. So, take our little thingamabob here. Little triangle. Let's ride this up. Let's push it over. Do something like that. And something like that. That is pretty good. All right, so as far as pattern trading, if we were to play the symmetrical, we got 1, 2, call that 3 touches on the downside, 2 touches on the upside. So expect a breakout anywhere between 50 and 75% of the pattern. That's ideal. When you're in the last 25% of the pattern, it becomes less and less significant. And actually, when you're at the apex, it's like invalidated, because at that point the pattern clearly did not play out, and now it's just a triangle on your chart for no reason. And nobody wants a triangle on their chart for no reason. All right, if we did an ABCD here, which would be nice, this would be a fail, so that'd be a swing fail on the high side. Good trend on the lower side, well respected. 200 came down. Look at that perfect smash right on the head, caused the next impulse leg down. That's awesome. Now we have support, so that's good. You just crossed 100 over the 200. That's bullish. I would expect to see something like this. Push up. Previous structure high. Come down for a retest. And something like that. Okay? Now that's ETH BTC, so of course it's a little bit more delicate in trading as far as what Bitcoin does. Clearly you're in a Bitcoin pair, but Ethereum is just relatively closer. You know, they're like they like to do stuff together. All right, let's see what we got here. So as far as RSI plays are concerned, This is still valid to play. And this operates exactly the same way as if these were candlesticks. In fact, on my other chart, these are candlesticks. All right? But the same deal. Same thing applies. You smash up, right? You're going long. You smash down, you're shorting. ETH is something that can be shorted. So it's something to look at. As far as ISI divergence is concerned, there's nothing on the upside. Right? You have a lower high, you have a lower high. So there's nothing going on there. You have a higher low, a higher low, and a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So there's nothing going on there. You have full equilibrium in between the RSI and your candles. All right. So clearly this is no guarantee, but it's worth considering. I would like to see what we did over here as far as levels are concerned. We did just talk about the 709, right? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times tested. 7 times support. Where? 709. It's crazy, right? It's those little things you learn every day that you're like, what? That's awesome. Or at least if you're like a TA junkie like me, then it's awesome. If you're not a TA junkie, you're like, probably just shut up about the 709. But anyway, that's awesome. So that's cool. We came up, we pushed, we tested 236, we failed. We shot right down through the 382. We flipped it to resistance, found the 5 for support. Ping pong 5382, drop back down, so more support on the 5. But I like this. I'm cool with this. Expect resistance at the 236 because you got previous structure highs you got to deal with right here. So that would be okay. If we do push up, a breakout play, I'd love to see this right here. Smash resistance 41. Come down for a retest near the 236, but more importantly, this horizontal support resistance would be nice. Also would be confluence would be the top of the play right here. All right, top of the pattern, and then push off into well, I guess 1-1 would be nice to start. So you'd like to go all the way up here, but you have resistance in your way. Horizontal, historical horizontal support resistance. Say that 12 times fast. I dare you. All right, let's see. Yeah, negative ones look good. Steam real quick. Yeah, we'll do Steam, and then that'll be the last chart of the night. I have lots of work to do, which is good. All right. Steam, we left Steam off with a cup and handle. That's great. It's the world's ugliest cup and handle, and all right, technically it's ugly. It's ugly. It's a terrible cup. It really is. This cup played out, but that's a shorter cup. That's no good. That cup did not play out. That would have been failed. This big move up top with the pullback is nice. This was our buy box for one of these plays. Which one? I guess it was this play here. That big play? Let's see. Well, that was our top range. Yeah, so I guess it was this guy. Yeah, this move right here. So this was our buy box in. I don't know why we don't have any targets. Seems odd. So let's just get him real quick. Like so. All right, so we would have been looking at 1618 on whatever that historical level is here, the pink line. We would have got that. We would have also got the 2618, which would have been great. So that would have been a wrap on that trade. We did have this down here and this. So I guess we had new buy orders in here. Is that right? So we would have had a buy order in, I guess, right here. I don't know why this is here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That would have been for the cup and handle. That would have been for the cup. Okay, now I see what's going on. If this cup played out, I still don't know why we Should be like that. So if the cup played out, we would have been buying right here. There you go. Okay, it all makes sense now. I got to start writing notes on these charts, or you guys got to be like consistent and tell me what I already forgot. Okay, so cup, handle. We would have been looking at whatever the pullback would have been. So a shallow is 382, a mid is a 5, a deep is a 618. Those are all relative anyway. So it looks like it touched down at the 5, so it would have been a mid retrace, mid pullback on the handle. Can we just get rid of this? This chart is way too messy. Which was confluence of previous structure highs. Great. Let's get rid of that too. We ended up pushing up through the 200. That was nice. Very nice. We came up more previous structure highs right here. And we ended up finding resistance right there. Another pushback, another big move up, and then another pullback. So everything is okay. This would have been the target for the cup and handle play right here. So this is our first target. Clearly we haven't hit it yet. I'm not concerned about it though. Let's take this and let's take this. And let's see where we're at here. We have support at the 382. So a good push up, you know, for the longer play. Good push up, bounce on the 382. It's a little bit shallow of a retrace, but it's okay for now. I still expect to hit this target, so I'm not concerned about that. I would also like to check, see this big move up top. So this is your pullback from the previous move. So I like to see where we're at here. We ended up coming down, 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 just about the 886. Right now we're riding the 709 and testing the 618. This is just on this local move right here. So as far as that's concerned, we're still within trend. We're clearly still in a local uptrend. Higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So that's all right. Again, going back to patience, you know, it's a long play. It's a long play. So if we do squeak our way up to 1521 area, at that point, if we have enough momentum, crush it. Go for 1671 ballpark. If we crush that, then we're looking at a 1 for 1783. So that's okay. Volume is kind of steady to down on the downturn here. So that's a good sign. But clearly you would need some type of buying to come in to make this a little bit more interesting. All right, so this would have been a swing failure. Clearly it's not. So we're good on that. You do still have a tick now, right now, to the upside. So that's a good sign as well. So this is okay. This is okay. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. Could be a long play, but it's okay for now. All right. Come on. What? Come on, we just talked about how ugly it was. Look at this guy rolling in right when I'm getting off. Coma, yeah, so I'll go back real quick. I don't know how long you were here. So we were talking about it, whether this was valid or not. It's valid. It's just extremely ugly. Typically, you want to have a rounded bottom, right, and then pull back up. Now, you have to take into consideration the kind of trading that this is. This is more of a fake out, if anything. When you have a large candle down and a large candle up, or vice versa, it's usually just a false breakout. So, that being said, it looks like it tested the trend line and came back up. So, yeah, it's super duper ugly, but it did play out right here. So, here was the handle. Handle came down. We had a perfect 5 retrace, so for a mid-handle retrace. And then we are looking at, as far as the full 1-to-1, which is wrong, by the way. That should be a little lower, but that's fine. We would be looking at this ballpark right here. So not invalidated yet as far as reaching the target goal. We did have a couple, micro trend pullbacks right here and another big one right here. So on the larger, massive pullback, right, off of this impulse leg up, where we were sitting on the 382 on the short-term pullback just from the previous move to here. We're currently testing the 618, finding support on the 709, and looking for a push to the upside. You have resistance, historical resistance coming up right on the 1513. You have more on 1671, but this target zone right here, his confluence is perfect with 1513. So that would be the ideal play. And then you have to diagnose trend at that point on whether you're going to look at continuation and then just take some profits or exit the trade completely. That would be up to you. These moves are pretty close to each other. So if you were to make this next leap, this is a little too close. I'd imagine you'd be able to smash through it and at least test this next zone. If not, test a full one off of your current pullback, your low, your previous low. RSI was looking okay. Does have a tick up on the higher side. That's good. You're making higher highs, which is in confluence with trend. So trend's on your side. So as far as that's concerned, it looks okay. I'm cool with this play. This would have been, again, that would have been our buy box. We'd still be in this trade, and I wouldn't really be too concerned about it, if you know what I mean. All right, Wallbanger, you're very welcome. Shankar, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If I'm not, you can yell at me tomorrow. Maybe back on later tonight. We'll have to see how it goes. Do have a lot of stuff to work on, so it's probably not a reality. But I will push for tomorrow's candle close, and we'll see how Sunday goes for the weekly candle close. All right, but until then, thank you for joining me. Really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. It's way better than talking to myself. But until then, I want to see you guys on the exchanges, and happy trading.